And good evening, everybody. Welcome to the latest edition of You Get What You Get. I'm Ricky Hampton with my great friends, McDougal and Tim Turner, coming to you on a Tuesday evening. And pardon me if I'm a little sleepy. I stayed up late last night. In case you didn't know, it was a baseball game going on.
I heard about that.
Oh man, that was epic game. Exactly, we said the same word. Epic game. Probably the best.
But did you stay up, Tim? Did you stay up and watch it?
No. I watched a lot of it. Went to sleep. Went to bed. Had it on the phone, and then I woke up. And like I was saying a second ago, it was like, I thought that I paused it because it was, and I rolled over and it started again because they were still talking baseball. At what was it? Almost 3 a.m. It was like 2:30, and then I started watching the game.
What time did it finally end? Because I was out. So
2 minutes to 3.
Isn't that crazy?
58. It was almost midnight in Los Angeles. Gives you an idea of what the deal is.
Right.
So,
yeah, because as most men over 50 know, at 3 o'clock in the morning, they're probably up, just taking a little trip.
he said, "Oh,
yeah." Most men over 50, I don't have to explain this to.
That's the intermission.
I'm gonna do a poll.
It's just your sleep intermission.
Amongst my male friends of a certain age.
Yeah.
I did not know that. Thank you for that tip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can't believe this damn game is still on, man.
Right.
But we talked about it the last time we were on the air. I mean, Ohtani is he's incredible.
He's the greatest player to ever put on a uniform. He's so singularly focused. And this is my ugly American moment, okay?
Don't do it.
Indulge me. Ohtani was being interviewed after the game, and Ken Rosenthal asked a question to his interpreter, and then Ohtani gave this really long answer, and the interpreter was, turned to Rosenthal and said, "Yes." I think those interpreters just make stuff up of what the guy just said. I was like, Ohtani talked for like 30 seconds, and the guy spoke for like 6. Come on,
And
man.
that's what you thought. And that's what
His
you
last
thought.
interpreter got arrested, right?
Yeah, he's got a new one. This guy here, so they probably got somebody from over here who speaks Japanese or something instead of bringing one of his homeboys. But Ohtani was like pretty much saying, the guy kept trying to get him to talk about, was this the greatest game you've ever been a part of? Blah blah blah. And Ohtani was like, the dude said, I'm just glad. I just wanted to win, and I want to go to bed.
Yeah.
That's what the interpreter said.
But yeah, because he's pitching tonight. He pitched. He's pitching right now. He would generally in a game like that, a World Series game or something, when you're pitching the next day, the player leaves like about the pitcher. Next day, pitcher leaves about the 5th inning. And goes home or goes to a hotel where the team is staying. They don't stay for the whole game. But he's the DH. He couldn't go. He had to be there.
He went 4 for 4, 2 doubles, 2 home runs, and they walked him 5 freaking times.
And the manager of the Blue Jays said, "We will continue to walk him."
Absolutely.
And it reminds me of the times when Barry Bonds used to play. And even with the bases loaded, he would get a walk. They'd rather give up 1 run than give up 4. That was the trade-off there. So
I wanted to pull this up from last night. Let me see if I can find it. This is him in bed.
That's incredible. I like this.
In the meeting on the mound,
That's him. What do you think this guy's telling him? What do you think is telling him, and what should he be telling him?
What he's telling him right now is saying, he said, The sun will come up tomorrow, irrespective if he hits the ball out of the ballpark. Go get him, Tiger. He should be telling them, man, don't throw it anywhere near the plate. Nowhere near the plate. Wherever he reaches it, it's going to go somewhere. So
That's a big discussion.
yeah, that's the big discussion for him. So he's sitting up there.
That just tickles me to see him. Because when he leaves, he's like, what the F am I supposed to do with this dude, man?
Right.
Yeah, 6 for 6, 4 home runs, 2 doubles, his last 2 home games.
Right. He's outstanding. You know, you get up there and you see Mary Hart there behind him. She's all, you see her clapping. So you know you're in good company. So
You see who behind him clapping?
you'll see a blonde lady right there toward the corner there. That's Mary Hart, formerly of Entertainment Tonight.
Oh, okay.
He has season tickets to the Dodgers and is at every game. Boom.
Okay. Good to know.
Oh, my goodness. He's just his.
We just drilling them. Boom.
Goodness gracious.
It's magic.
Thank you.
I couldn't get the Major League Baseball video up there, but they said they showed Freeman's home run call in every, they had like about 8 different languages of the home run. Right. But it would have been interesting to hear that thing. But Shohei is the show for sure. Whatever the Dodgers paid to get him, whatever they paid, he is making that money 1,000,000 times over.
But you know what? That game was bought. The Dodgers bought that game last night.
Come on, it's like the days when the Yankees used to buy everybody. Yeah, they bought it.
They bought that game last night.
Detroit could not get Ohtani. Atlanta couldn't get Ohtani. Toronto quartered Ohtani.
Yeah.
And my thinking is like they sold him on the West Coast, large Asian population. So only think Seattle, San Francisco, LA, and San Diego only ones had a chance. Well, maybe not even San Diego. Those 3 are the ones that had the greatest chance of getting it. Yeah. It may be New York.
And not only that, okay, we're gonna walk this guy. Well, who's batting behind him?
Wherever he is being disrespected 5 times.
Yeah. Mookie Betts, I know he's like,
am I chopped liver? Am I chopped liver?
Mookie Betts over here.
Well, that's your homeboy.
I know it. That's my homeboy. And he's not having a Mookie year, but nonetheless, man.
Right. Well, the thing that he did this year, Smoltz said it the other night, although Mookie made an error last night, it said nobody has ever made the transition from right field to shortstop. And Mookie plays great defense on the infield. So, he doesn't carry that with him to the plate. He tries to, he doesn't let one part of his game suffer because the other one is not going along. So you have to give it to that kid too. They had so many heroes last night. This one guy that started ball in AAA and wasn't on the roster for the division series and came in and was pitched 4 innings last night. So, it was just a game within a game. And then I didn't, my math is not what it used to be, but I said they went 18 innings. So they actually played 2 games yesterday.
Played doubleheader, yeah.
Yeah, and all in one. So those guys have to be super tired coming out there today. And it was zeros last time I looked. So we'll see what the deal is now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think this guy, he's definitely good for the game. 2-1 Blue Jays, top of the 4.
There we go. I got the Dodgers in 6 or in 5, right? Well, 6. Yeah.
Yeah, I got them in 6. Blue Jays are tough though, man.
They are. And in that game last night, and I think I was up listening to the post game show. Everybody, and they was, and I think it was Big Poppy that said, something to the effect that, the game like that they play shows that the best 2 teams in baseball are in the World Series. Yeah. They could go toe to toe with each other. Although the payroll for LA shouldn't be any really tight games like this. But Toronto, they have a lot of talented players all over the field.
Well,
Did
Vladdy
it
hit
bring back any childhood memories for you?
Oh, childhood memories. The days of
Going to
Toronto.
games. Anything when you were younger that was equivalent to anything.
Sweet
Nothing
memories.
specific, I'm not trying to go to into anything. I'm just
No,
asking.
there were no World Series memories although
Mm-hmm.
today, October 28th, 1995,
Mm.
30 years ago this day,
they won the World
the
Series.
Atlanta Braves won their first World Series,
Wow.
beating the Cleveland Indians.
Wow.
I was covering hockey. It was in the locker room of the Orlando Solar Bears watching the end of the game on the TV in the locker room. And the guys are wondering why I was starting to tear up. I said, it wasn't because of your uniforms and your socks. No.
Oh,
When Marquise Grissom squeezed that ball, I said, okay, now, Lord, I can die. The Braves finally won a World Series.
One of my favorite players, Braves players, was Terry Pendleton.
He was a third baseman on the squad.
I love that dude, man.
Yeah.
Those, and now you guys are in the world with everybody. Think about it. The Braves been winning ever since then.
Well, yeah, that's they replayed the radio call and the TV call like yesterday, today. Whereas Bob Costas says the team of the '90s finally has their World Series.
Who was playing that today?
Huh?
Who was playing?
The sports talk station here in Atlanta. And you think about it, it's like, yeah, they won 14 straight division titles, and then they got beat by Blue Jays and the Yankees and the Twins, and finally they break through and win a World Series. So it was a historic day for the Braves to win that thing. So 30 years ago today, there in Atlanta, Fulton County Stadium, which no longer exists, the Braves won their first World Series. The guy who helped them win their second World Series is no longer a Brave, and well, we don't want to talk about it.
Go ahead.
Mr. Freeman.
I know, right?
Mr. Freeman.
Clutch.
Go ahead and say it.
He was a World Series MVP last year, and he's working on that this year too.
Yeah. Freddie Freeman. So, hey man, this is a good series. Blue Jays hanging in there. I know Vladdy wants to show, hey, I can hit this ball too. He's already come through with a two-run homer tonight. And just to our viewers out there, we're going to be doing shortly by former NBA Coach of the Year, the first African-American Coach of the Year, head coach of the Detroit Pistons, Ray Scott, 10 years in the NBA and also played in the ABA. We're going to get Ray's take on the gambling scandal that has come about in the National Basketball Association. So hopefully Ray will be joining us shortly. But until we get Ray, it was an epic showdown in college football.
Oh, I thought you were going to ask why Tim was boosting my style. But no,
yeah, you know what?
I thought that's what you were going to ask.
Nobody called me on this.
We got to get you a shirt.
It's coming, Rick.
This is my Air Force.
We could offline. You can tell me what your size is, and we'll go with it.
I mean,
I'm 2X. I'll be good with a 2X.
We're not trying to coordinate.
Yes.
But did somebody lose a bet or something? Speaking of gambling?
2X. Lose what kind of bet?
Who gets to wear
somebody's wearing a shirt? Was it a tie game? Or?
Oh, no.
Because Savannah played Morehouse over the weekend. And Morehouse led for most of that game, didn't they?
When is Ray coming on? When is Ray?
The point is Savannah State won over Morehouse. Yes, it was a great day.
It was a competitive game, right?
It was until the second half to the end, I guess. I looked at some video, and I tell you what, on our worst night, we'll never match the announcers for that game.
Oh man!
or the spelling by the closed captioning, where Albany State was spelled ALLBEN.
Albany.
Yes, Albany, N-I.
Hey, wait a minute. I get it. ALL Albany.
Mm-hmm. It was pretty.
No,
it was interesting.
No.
It was interesting.
Are you serious?
The name,
but that was the closed captioning, right?
Closed captioning. The school name was Savannah, was misspelled 3 times, and it was on the Savannah State Network. That's right.
But we won the game.
They won the game. and what it is that those Savannah State Tigers could be part of history this weekend in Albany. Albany State needs to win one of its last 2 games to claim the SIAC championship. So they got Albany State this week, and I think they have Benedict the next week. So I think that's how it goes in the SIAC in terms of championships.
Are you traveling to Albany?
Oh, nah. The Fighting Maroons will play their final home game this weekend against Allen. And then they close out at their across the street rival at Clark Atlanta University. So if they can win the last 2 games, they could finish at 500, which is really good for Terrence Mathis. That's a great step in the right direction. So we'll see what's up on that.
All right. Next time we will not coordinate.
We'll be on.
And speaking of football, and I want to make sure we get Ray in here. Explain to me the Atlanta Falcons, these perplexing losses.
See,
these games I don't think they should win, and then they give it right back.
Go on, Tim.
Do you know those puzzle books where you find the word and you circle it? You just do that. Yeah, that's what it's like to be a Falcon fan for life. You're trying to find those wins. You look on this big old page, look for the word victory. Victory. Look for the word victory on the page. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. Sometimes it's backwards, sometimes it's forward, but you're looking for it.
This is my year. This is gonna be my year to root for them, right?
It is bandwagoner. So yeah,
that's why I can't.
It's pretty tough when I was thinking they're gonna beat the dog out of Dolphins, and that guy Mike McDougal, he will not get to use that passport when they play in Spain in a couple of weeks. And I thought after Sunday that Raheem Morris wasn't going to use his passport when they play in Berlin in a couple of weeks.
Not making the trip, huh?
No, not making that trip. Somebody go get fired before they go across the water.
How did Kirk Cousins play?
Like trash. He was like, essentially, pigeons could have been sitting on him the entire time. He was a virtual statue. He was awful. And this is my deal. The Falcons didn't tell anybody that Drake London, their number 1 receiver, or Penix were going to be out for the game. And I think it was a calculus the Falcons took, smelling themselves, saying, we could beat the Dolphins without our number 1 receiver and quarterback, right? We could put Kirk in there, and he'll do all right, right? Didn't happen. And that's the most mystifying. That's probably that's worse than the 30-0 loss to Carolina.
Were they injured?
They were. London has a hip pointer, and Penix had an ankle. But I'm thinking if it had been anybody else, they probably both would have played. But they thought, this is going to be a walkover for the Dolphins. And the thing about it with Tua, they got through 4 touchdown passes, I believe. And he woke up with a sty in his eye. So essentially, this man threw over 200 yards and 4 TDs with 1 eye. With 1 eye.
I'm glad you're not writing columns now. I've seen that in your columns.
Oh yeah, it was like this dude woke up, his eye was swollen, and he had to wear a visor.
He had pink eye or something.
Yeah, something like that. But this is my thing. Nobody mentioned it. That was the first game Tua had been in that building since Alabama beat Georgia in overtime for the championship about 6 years ago. And I think he threw the touchdown pass to Waddle, and they're both on the Dolphins. So, it's like they hadn't been back in that building since, and they came out with the W again. So, that game, Tua, he replaced Jalen Hurts and won the national championship, and that was Hurts' last game at Alabama because he transferred to Oklahoma the next season.
Hey guys, you guys keep talking. I'm going to check out Coach Scott, okay?
Oh, I just want to talk about why we're wearing the same shirt. That's all.
Go for it.
Why didn't you tell me about accessorizing? Why didn't I get to do that?
Well, I thought you would know.
Okay.
I didn't know I had to dress you as well. I didn't know you're stylist.
You are my stylist. Now I want to go back to the football. You said you're a Falcon fan this year. You're rooting for them this year. Who were you normally rooting for?
Whoever's the winning team.
The team with the best record. Is that what you're gonna try to say?
Or it's very superficial.
So it was the Eagles last year, I take it. So okay.
It was the Eagles last year.
It's not think it's Eagles and it wasn't. I don't think it so much was Kansas City and what they were doing. Those are different.
No, I was kind of tired. I'm kind of tired of them.
You know what? You were the first person I've heard this vocalize that. It's as if we're tired of seeing the same teams in these championship games, just like in the college game. Nobody wants to see Alabama, Georgia in the championship anymore. They want to see.
It's just they get so much hype. I mean, their players are good, but I don't know.
You're underdog rooter. Underdog rooter.
Well, so then I'll stick with the Falcons.
That's painful. Well, they'll be certain.
This is my year to root for them.
Root for the underdog.
I'm all for the Falcons. Yes. Welcome back, Ricky.
Hey.
Yes. We're checking on Coach. Hopefully he'll be here shortly. I guess we can kind of touch on. We got the start of the NBA season, but I think everybody's kind of taking a back seat, right, to this gambling scandal that broke.
Yes. 2 days in, and that's all anybody wants to talk about. It's how do you get that? How do you let that happen? How do you it's one thing to get tied up and have your own little thing when you're doing something nefarious, but then you're dealing with like old school OG mafia family.
Yeah, that's
you talking about some serious stuff there, brother.
Yeah, that is absolutely crazy. And the season is off. I mean, to a really exciting start, man. We got a lot of these new young players coming in.
But what's also interesting is that every commercial about the NBA, and then they have this, they're talking about their gambling platform.
Yeah.
And then they're throwing this little thing about if you've got a gambling problem, right? After all of this hype about the app where you can go in and bet, and then so are you?
They're making these things about the point spreads and and all these parlays and all this other stuff, and they do commercial ESPN bet
all the time. Yes.
You got Vegas has got all these teams now, and what do they think is going to happen eventually?
Yeah, you invited the fox into the hen house, man.
Exactly. It was going to happen, and now the NCAA is said this past week, okay, it's okay to bet on other sports.
Yeah, nothing bad can come of that.
What is going to happen with that?
That'll be fine.
It's like you got like 400,000 Alabama players in the NFL. You think somebody won't give it one of his boys some information about somebody's on their team that's hurt or whatever? That's just an example. That's not saying Alabama will do that, but you got all these kids are alumni and have alumni in the NFL, and they have privileged information. And you think they wouldn't, people could share stuff like that. And then again, too, I think, that why do they even do the injury report every week? What's the rationale for that in the NFL?
Yeah, well, you had controversy with that over the weekend, right?
Right.
With the
what was the controversy with that? For those who missed it, like me,
the Ravens listed
Jackson,
Lamar Jackson as a full participant at Friday's practice, and then the next day said he was out.
Right.
Like, how did he goes from that? I mean, if I'm the Bears, I'm glad to hear that. You listen to it. course, they couldn't beat Huntley. He comes in and lights them up anyway. So,
and see, after the Delaney thing, the NBA, you would think they would want to steer clear of any kind of impropriety at all, ever. Because I hear people all the time say, well, you know these games are fixed. Because you're like, you get all these calls down the stretch from maybe Golden State or somebody, and people get up there and say, see? You know they're going to start getting those calls, which is crazy to me to think about that would actually happen. But after that Delaney scandal a couple of years ago, where there was gambling involved and that kind of stuff, you would think that the NBA would not even go anywhere near that, or the players or the coaches wouldn't. And the fact that you have a sitting coach, or had a sitting coach, Chauncey Billups, involved in it is probably more shocking and probably more concerning than a player. The players, you could see where they could possibly be swayed, and their kids, and they could very well be already gotten themselves in debt trying to live the life. But with a coach who settled, Billups is a Hall of Famer. It's kind of weird to see somebody like him, who is up until this last weekend was considered a stand-up dude.
Yeah, and evidently it's about money, but and it's just so many questions. I don't want to be part of the speculator game, but it is concerning, but it's about money for sure.
There's I think somebody pocketed like $100,000 or something, or some sort of. I mean, I have to look at the monies in there, but whatever it was, it kind of pales as to how much money they actually are making in the league. And it's one thing to get that adrenaline rush from competition. It's another thing to really jeopardize everything you have, because you could see lifetime bans coming, perhaps, for these people. Because you don't want the integrity of the game to be impugned. I don't think Billups will coach again if they find out that it was something that he was actively a participant in. I don't know this, but I'm just saying, if it's something like that, people would just cut their losses.
I was looking at something you sent about, maybe it's an article where their attorneys for, I forgot which players, said they had been asking to have a conversation with, I guess, investigators for like over a year or something like that. So
yeah,
it was coming.
Well, yeah, but I also think that he also knew that if he cooperated, perhaps they'll show a little bit more leniency for what was going to happen to him. And that I don't see how. I mean, I didn't know this thing was going back as far as it was. It was like 2019, I believe, when it started.
Long time.
So 6 years investigating and just slow walking this thing. That means it's pretty serious, pretty deep. And like I said, who they have is the partners in there are this longtime old school mafia families, and that seems to be a lot deeper than just somebody trying to make money and try to influence people to play in these games by bringing in other athletes.
I tell you though, I could still hear you as I was. Chauncey Billups would be the last guy I would think. It was a pleasure to be able to cover him during his career here. Dude, smart, easy go. I see why they had him as the face guy, because he's an affable guy.
He engenders trust.
Yeah. Derek, Brother D.
How you doing?
Hey, man, Derek, thank you so much for pinch hitting for us tonight. I had our great friend Ray Scott scheduled to join us. I think he's having some technical issues, but I really thought, and we all thought, it would be so important to get somebody that's been there and done that to help us understand what's going on with this NBA issue and the gambling. And of course, Derek, welcome to our viewers in Tree and Tim.
Well,
Just your overall thoughts, Derek, on what has transpired in the last few days. We got, I think.
Are you
Technical
listening?
difficulties.
Deep.
He's almost got the matching theme though, Tim.
Oh yeah, it's black shirt.
He's close.
Black shirt day.
Close. He's close. I don't know if he can
We
hear
just
us.
don't have any luck with it, I guess.
Well, we're waiting for it to unbuffer or whatever.
This is live, not live TV, but live streaming, folks. It happens.
Maybe he'll come back. Come back to us.
Right?
Yeah.
Come back.
Yeah, we know. But yeah, I mean, he's just certainly a class act, and the guy made a ton of money in the NBA, and he's coaching now. So, you know, what's the NBA coach? A standard NBA coach is at least $5-8 million, right?
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, I can't imagine him having a money issue, but I can't imagine him trying to take advantage of people. That's what I can't imagine. But as we know, anything's possible. I'm definitely giving him the benefit of the doubt until we find out. But back to the larger issue, the sport has a problem.
It has a major.
I want to read to you something I sent out. I read earlier from Jaylen Brown of the Boston Celtics. And you talk about another sharp guy, Jaylen Brown. He's vice president of National Basketball Players Association.
He's brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Well, he really is. He said the whole world was introduced a couple of years ago, and I don't think they, talking about the NBA, took players into consideration, especially with the energy and the behavior that goes around gambling and how that directly correlates with players. We don't benefit from any of the profits or anything like that, but we got to deal with a lot of extra negativity and the scrutiny behind all the gambling stuff. On top of that, it creates more integrity issues. I'm not sure what the answer is going forward, but definitely something people got to spend more time having conversations about. Now, he has a little off there because actually they do benefit. They get a piece of the gambling revenue. But I think his point is still very valid, guys.
Absolutely, it is. I mean, it's like that. He says, and he talking about somebody who knows the players, knows what these guys are made of, and he would have some apprehensions about introducing the gambling aspect of stuff. The NBA should not even be part of it. After the Delaney thing, they should have said, we opt out of any kind of gambling, FanDuel or whatever else, these things, these sports books. We don't want any part of that. Granted, that's millions of dollars.
I said, but it's about money.
Yeah, millions of dollars you leave it on the table. And it's also, you got these issues where you could possibly have players who would have greater issues with their finances, getting involved in something really deeper than what this is. And it's probably just the tip of the iceberg because they're bringing in people from other sports now. I see where at one of these poker games, and the guy hasn't been charged, and they said thus far he has absolutely no connection to what's going on, to any of this stuff. But, they bring in other athletes to legitimize the game. So Gates, the tight end from the Chargers, they mentioned his name in this investigation, only mentioning it because he was at one of the games and didn't say he has anything to do with it. But, if I want to make some other big fish come in there and say, you can be playing next to Antonio Gates or Joe X, Joe Y, Joe Z, and yeah, they're going to come. So,
and not only that, Tree, we think of NBA players. When people think of the NBA, they think of Kevin Durant, LeBron, and all these superstars making mega millions. But at the bottom of that rosters are two-way guys, They're still making excellent money, but they ain't making that kind of money. So you pass out some information, you can fatten your bankroll by passing on that information. And you just got a text from Darren. He got kicked out. He said the whole gambling thing, this is a whole new level for him, and it's something he never had to deal with. He said they gambled, but it would be poker games on the planes and things like that. Nobody ever thought about trying to fix a game.
Right. But even that kind of stuff can be problematic, because I think there were some stories about Gilbert Arenas in these games they would have in locker rooms or whatever it is, and he was very serious about collecting debts on people.
How serious was he?
Supposedly he had weapons that he would because of card games that people would try to get out of paying him what he was owed.
He better have my money.
He does. Derek says he doesn't think Terry Rozier will never play another game in the NBA.
You're probably right.
He doesn't know about Chauncey. He believes Chauncey's body of work will give him some deference, but think about it, even if it does, all that good work's gone now. They're going to always remember this.
Right. There's nothing they can do there's no redeeming this because the media will always remember the worst of African-American athletes when anything they do. It can do anything positive. Chauncey Billups just pulled 28 kids from a bus that was going down in the river. Yes. That same Chauncey Billups who was caught up in that gambling stuff, it will always append that to it.
But it's true.
Irrespective of what he does, so it's tainted, and that's
well. Maybe if you just say 30 kids,
maybe 30.
Is that the magic number?
It is. It used to be 3, but that was a long time ago when Schoolhouse Rock.
It's not enough.
Yeah, but that kind of thing, they always will attach it to their bio, but not to other people's bio. They could do anything else, and they'll talk about how they've been rehabbed or redeemed or they've turned things around without having to deal with the stench of some poor decisions. And above all else, these were very poor decisions by these guys.
Yeah, above everything else.
Yeah,
a very very poor decision. And one bad decision. And another thing I was hearing in my conversation with Coach Scott today, he was talking about the parlays.
Right.
It's so easy to manipulate the parlays now.
Explain that to me. I keep hearing that, and then I think I know, but I'm never quite sure.
Sure. And not only that, it could be confusing, Treat, and all our viewers out there. Our parlay is I pick LeBron James to score 20 points, Luka to have 15 assists, and another guy somewhere else in another game to have 14 rebounds. If I hit all 3 of those parlays, I'll win X amount of dollars. I'll put up the money and win X amount of dollars.
Thank you for that.
If I think Jahmyr Gibbs is going to rush for 100 yards, or St. Brown's going to catch 6 passes, or Brian Branch is going to get an interception. If I hit on those, I win money. But if a player knows that's out there, he can okay, they say I'm supposed to hit 15 points tonight. Well, take the under because I'm going to score 13.
Right. And that's the thing.
How do you know?
They showed a clip of Jones. They showed a clip of him because he pulled himself out of a game to mess up the under, the over rather.
You mean Rozier? Was it Rozier?
I think it was Rozier. Is there Jones involved in this?
Who-
I'm thinking there was.
I thought it was somebody else. Is it Rozier?
No, but going to your point, Tim.
Yeah, it was Damon Jones. When he was playing, I think he was playing, but I think they showed him running down court, and then all of a sudden he starts, acting like he's hurt, and they took him out of the game, and he didn't return. So I think they showed a video of the moment that the injury occurred. I don't know if he's faking or not, but he pulled himself out of the game. And I think that was part of the deal, part of something like that. And because there was irregular bets or something to that effect on that, if I'm not mistaken on that. It's
That's
just
foul, man. That's just foul. For a guy to do that.
And so you think it won't happen in college ball, where there's probably more pressure on these kids who are come from really challenging circumstances. They see an opportunity to make some money. Come on.
Right.
And but there's one redeeming thing, and it kind of took me aback today. The commissioner of the SEC has asked the NCAA to rescind that ruling to allow players to gamble. He sees it being a bad thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And granted, the NCAA is probably not going to do a thing about it. But
We see it. We all see it.
Exactly.
But the
What
hypocrisy.
could possibly go wrong? Everything. Yeah.
13 of the 30 NBA teams have their games broadcast on the FanDuel Sports Network.
One of which is here in town.
Yeah, one here in Detroit. We have the FanDuel Sports Network. And what was it? 30 years ago, gambling, man, you looked at a card or tried to play some bread, you were out on your ear.
The only place I ever saw anything remotely associated with gambling was the agate page of a sports section that had lines for the NFL game, the end.
Yeah.
It wasn't like it is today, where you can pretty much, am I going to bet on Luka? But I don't know. Luka ate, boiled liver today. So on days that he eats boiled liver, he generally scores fewer points. They got all kinds of information on these players.
And as Coach Scott was telling me today, he said gambling was always there, but you bet who was going to win the game and how many were they going to win. Hey, I'll take the Rams in 7 points. Okay, if they win by 7, you win. If they don't, you lose. But now it's just off the charts. You can get a bet on anything, Tree. People bet on golf. As much as I love golf,
I bet Tim won't wear this shirt again with me.
How do you bet on golf? But you know what? I say that every day we go out and play, we play skins.
Well, you can bet for high score, low score. You can bet for how many bogeys or, how many eagles.
How many birdies. And that's what they do. They do the parlays. But I talk about, so gambling is a part of our culture.
And it's going to be here. But now they're going to figure trying to put this genie back in the bottle. They hadn't figured out the NIL genie yet. But let's go ahead and add another issue,
that
to this.
Sure.
That is the real problem. So it's as if there's not a degenerate would not be the nation of degenerates. It's that almost anything goes now. Nothing is impermissible, especially as it relates to sports. And that used to be like, you always looked at that, especially amateur sports, supposedly amateur sports like college ball, where it's like, the field is level. You're rooting for these kids who are all wearing the colors of your school, and they have no other motivation. But, you'll see now on these Sunday night football games, you'll see a kid will say, Joe Smith, Alabama, and Oklahoma State, because they went to both schools.
It's been all over the place.
Yeah. He's not going to just say I went to one school. And that's because that NIL thing. and you see more and more of that each week, where they give
Yes.
you dual school names or more. Because the kid, I think, is a quarterback at UCLA, has been to like about 4 schools. You know.
Okay, just an update on the game. 2-1 Toronto, middle of the 6th. I think Ohtani's still on the mound other than the Vlad Homer. He's pitched pretty well. 6 innings. He's given up 4 hits and 2 earned runs. I mean,
not bad for a dude who's like, you know, I understand. I'm trying to, I want to look at, I need to look it up before I tell the story on this man. Because it may be, the 2 runs may have affected him.
yeah. I mean, that's just craziness. Hey, but we just got a few more minutes left. We do have the start of the NBA season. It's a lot of exciting stuff happening on the court too.
Okay.
Or have you guys had a chance to really kind of dig into the games yet?
Which ones?
Yeah.
Before we leave Ohtani, this is what the deal is. Okay, it says that he prioritizes sleep, often aiming for 10 hours a night, plus a 2-hour nap.
Wow.
Okay.
So he sleeps half the day.
Yeah, pretty much half the day. Gets up to play baseball.
Well, let me tell you, he'd have never made it in my household because my mom.
Boy,
If you were making that kind of money, yeah, I think it'd be okay in your household.
Yeah, if you were making that kind of money.
Listen, anybody go
never
near
got
your boy, let that boy sleep. Let Ricky sleep.
How much you
We're
say?
not getting up.
How much you say he's making? Turn that TV down.
Yes. Take those shoes off. We're not getting me squeaking up in here. Would not have that.
Be quiet, y'all.
Oh boy.
My baby trying to sleep.
He's right. 10 hours and plus a 2-hour nap.
No wonder.
This is totally
I
on
think I should
top.
try to sleep 10. I mean, what? I could have been somebody, maybe.
Yeah, really. Yeah, you could have been a narcoleptic. That's what you could have been.
I hope you guys got a chance to see the Ricky Smiley video I sent you on
Yes.
Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Yes, it did. And there's no lie told.
I started
my
thinking about
goodness.
my own family reunions.
Although I'm not familiar with the brand of soft drinks that are sold at the dollar store.
So people don't know what we're laughing about, but
Ricky Smiley has this doing his stand-up routine. He has a routine about white folks Thanksgiving and black folks Thanksgiving. And let me just say, they are different. So I suggest you
we
go
have a
check
whole
it
lot
out
of stuff.
if you want a good laugh.
We have a
Because
whole
when he
lot of
gets down, when he lays down on the floor and starts talking about this stuff,
But that's because he got tired because you had to, and that's just the stuff he remembered. There's so much more to a Thanksgiving feast. You see all of that stuff, and they ask you to bring the paper plates. That means you can't cook.
or you don't want to, or don't.
That's true.
I'm a paper plate person. I don't,
Oh, what? Paper plates. What about the environment?
I mean, when I'm going to some, if I'm
you can
going to
recycle paper plates.
Okay, we got you. All right, we'll let you go with the paper
You can
plate.
recycle.
Are you one of the
I
people
do
take
not
the
like
plate?
them for myself. But
Okay, you take the plate home with the cellophane over the top.
no, we have the containers that close,
There we go.
Oh,
like in a restaurant.
I know I wanted to talk about
Oh, yes.
Brian
Yeah.
Kelly being fired at LSU.
Oh,
Okay.
yes.
He's not really weeping about that because
This dude, look, he left Notre Dame to go to LSU.
he did, and LSU left him on Sunday. But he's not mad at him.
Vanderbilt? Come on,
He's not
man.
mad at him because he gets to leave with $54 million. That's his buyout.
Oh,
That
my
was-
God.
So it's like the brother in Penn State was his about 49 or something like that.
Yeah, his is right at 50. Yeah.
Yeah. So you got 2 coaches out of jobs and both of them combined to make it $1 million.
Yeah.
It's good not work if you can get it.
But man, I gotta give a shout out to the Vanderbilt University football program and coach league. I never in my life thought I would see Vanderbilt University have a top 10 college football team, especially in this era.
Oh yeah.
But and they are for real, Tim.
Oh, they are for real. The thing about it is though, see, they get a little bit too cocky with their quarterback. His swag is wonderful, but it's gonna bite him in the butt eventually. He needs to just, pipe it down a bit. He liked to antagonize people. I think he tried to antagonize Alabama, and Alabama said no. But that game went into overtime, didn't it? The Alabama game.
No, Alabama got them pretty good, I believe.
Okay.
And I think Tennessee will get them too. But the fact that they are ranked. I mean, if they won 7 games, man, they having a parade down West End.
You coming to the season and saying, you know what? Vandy's going to be a top 10 team, and they're going to be ranked ahead of Texas and Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Texas, they're back in the poll at number 20, and Oklahoma's at number 18. But you would never expect any, Vandy's at number 9. Come on,
man. And I bet somebody wants some money off that.
They would be that high up.
Somebody placed the bet.
That has to be that is the degenerate who placed that bet, because that's out of the box. You'd have been swinging for the fence on that one.
Oh, and Phil Mickelson every year he put $1 million. I'm not gonna say $1 million. He will put a large amount of money on some crazy team to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Who does that?
Phil Mickelson, a golfer.
Oh. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I mean he put a couple of $100,000 on him. That's chunk change for him.
And then you got another school that's just one spot above them at number 8. Nobody saw them coming.
Georgia Tech.
Yeah, Georgia Tech's in the top 10.
Right.
And conceivably, when Georgia plays Georgia Tech at Friday after Thanksgiving, Georgia will be a 1-loss team, and Tech would roll in there undefeated.
Wow.
Now they're gonna, I don't know who saw this coming, but generally that's a home and home game. Georgia Tech had moved this game to Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
Wow.
They're going to have an incredible crowd for the Georgia Tech game.
And didn't they play a hell of a game with them last year?
Oh yeah, they did. I think it went to 6 or 8 overtimes. Georgia beat them in 8 overtimes, so they could solidify their role in the playoffs, because they weren't going to win. They had already knocked out of the SEC title game, I believe. Mm-hmm. But it helped them stay in the playoffs, and it would be really something to see Tech and Georgia square off here, and maybe again in the playoffs, because Tech's in the driver's seat for the ACC championship.
Do you think the NIL money has kind of spread the talent around a little bit more now? It created a little parity?
I think there's some bubbles around some places, and I say bubble around Georgia Tech because that's a real school.
Right.
You just don't roll up in there.
Vandy and Georgia Tech, are you kidding me?
Those are 2 real schools. That's academics do come first and foremost, and you have to recruit at a different level with both of those schools. So
that's what I was wondering about. I'm sorry to cut you off. This is what I was wondering about Vanderbilt. Was it, the NIL, was that contributing to any players that they got this helped to elevate the team?
Well, I don't think so. I just think that they've got a good coach in there now, and those kids believe in him, and they believe in what they're doing. And their quarterback, if I'm not mistaken, this quarterback started his career at Jackson State.
Diego Pavlia is one of their NIL guys. He makes $2 million.
Oh yeah,
I think he started at New Mexico, Tim.
It's okay.
He started at New Mexico. And
Okay.
And they have an anchor fund, which I guess is the Alumni Association guys, that's raised billions of dollars.
And see, that's it. But they have a different business model. They don't have the same athletic department per se like other schools.
How is it different?
Have a different. Well, this is not like where they have it all. They've taken it to an outside entity. The whatever the sports is, they don't make it part of the main school stuff. It's been a couple of years since they've done this, and I'm not explaining it worth a flip, but it's not normal athletic programs and athletic facilities and that kind of stuff.
Just like and now they're bringing in guys like Stanford has the great quarterback that went to the Colts, Andrew Luck, is now essentially the general manager of the Stanford football program, and he recently fired their coach. So
they have more coaches getting fired mid-season.
Yeah, it's been a rash of them, and I think it's because of the money that's being spent.
So is it the people? Is it like these other entities that are putting pressure on the schools to fire their coaches, or I mean, who's making those decisions that just in the middle of the season?
Well, he's been watching him the whole year. He's an alum as well at Stanford, so
yeah, he's right there. He's on the sidelines.
Yeah. So it's kind of hard to miss him.
They fired Troy Taylor, was the coach they just fired.
And you want to root for Vandy's continued success because they have an African American woman as their athletic director.
Yeah.
So that's another story in a story that she's keeping that thing going.
I'm an SEC guy anyway, so that's easy to do. I'm just stuck here in Big Ten territory. And even Indiana. I mean, Indiana? Come on, man. They used to play everybody for homecoming every year.
Basketball school until 2 years ago, and they're legit, and they're going to make a lot of noise, and more than likely they're going to find themselves in the Big Ten championship game.
Yeah, so
the Indy fans came to Atlanta last year for a bowl game, and they were the most jovial people anywhere because they are so not used to success. They were like, it's happy to be there. Most folks are just got a clenched jaw behind long lines there at the airport, and these folks are just like, we're glad to stand in anybody's airport except in Bloomington. So I root for them and their success, and their coach is a guy that he's forceful and he has a swagger about him, but he's not a jerk. Yeah, he's a real good dude. So you root for people like that.
Yeah,
get on your skin.
And I tell you, man, it's hard for me. I can't really pick out the best team in the country. I think it's a little open. Ohio State's currently number one, and they're very good on defense. I mean, they're a very good team, but I think they're beatable. Texas A&M got a great offense. Our friend, Coach Rod Reed, his son, Marcel Reed, is going to get Heisman votes. I still put a lot of stock in Alabama and Georgia because of that. They just have a history of doing this. And,
but we'll see about Georgia this week when they play Florida. Florida has had 2 weeks off, and they're going to come in there with a new head coach because Napier got fired. So you got all these SEC jobs open. LSU is open. Florida's open. Lane Kiffin's sitting there in Mississippi counting his money because there's a chance that he could end up in one of those places or get a fat raise from Ole Miss.
Yeah. And those are prime jobs, man.
Right. Those folks in Baton Rouge will give you the shirt off their back if it means winning. So they will go for that for sure.
It might be a little busy here as traffic comes through.
What's that now?
So it might be a little busy around here as traffic comes through
Yeah.
to,
Absolutely.
For the game this weekend, yeah.
Yeah.
people like to
Hey,
stop
But
here.
we have reached our hour. I'm sorry we had some technical difficulties, but we still had a wonderful conversation. And Tim and Tree win best dressed for the show tonight.
What are we going to wear next week, Tim? Just kidding.
Culottes.
I'll go get some.
Yes.
Well, we're going to get out of here. Thank you for tuning in. For my friends Tree McDougal, Tim Turner, I'm Rick Hampton.
All right. Be kind, everybody.
Peace.